Hello, everybody, and welcome to Save Nurse Now. Hope everybody's having a great day, and we have all our fellow nurses here. While we get everything set up, please shout out where you're from in the world. I'd love to see your guys' locations. Um, Today's going to be just me today. Our sales manager is unavailable today, so you just have me. My name is Jesse Zimmerman. I'm the director of operations for Safe Nurse Now, and I want to discuss our current positions that we have available within the United States for all of our nurses located in the United States, and give you an update on our international. So, give you a little backstory of who we are as a staffing agency. We are Safe Nurse Now. We encourage all of our nurses to be safe nurses. That's our number one goal. Always be a safe nurse. Nurses first always is something that we stand by. So you have advocates behind you that are willing to go to bat for you with whatever the case would be on an assignment, a facility, and things like that. But who we are, we empower nurses to explore the freedom and flexibility of travel. The travel nursing side of healthcare, while keeping the nurse first in every step of the process, through that journey, and allowing them to really step outside their comfort zone. We want to help the nurses that are new and experienced take on travel assignments that they enjoy. There's a lot of burnout within the travel industry. There's a lot of burnout within the nursing industry, and we're here to help, revitalize that. We are the owner, Professor Regina. She is a travel nurse herself. She comes with a background of experience. She knows what it's like to travel, and she knows what other nurses are looking for. And we want to make sure we're providing that white glove treatment for all of our nurses, and not just our nurses, but our allied workers as well. So we want to make sure that your onboarding process, from looking at a job to being considered for the job, submitting your information for the job to be approved, credentialing process, that is a smooth process and an easy one at that. We don't want to complicate it. We understand that you have lives outside of travel nursing. We want to make sure that we're considerate of your time and making sure that you are getting the items in on time as well, so we can get you to start. So on our next slide, one of our success stories is we worked with a nurse, an LPN actually, and she worked with several agencies before working with Safe Nurse Now. And the difference was she found assignments that fit her goals, not just financially, but where she wanted to travel to at that time. And we stayed in touch with her the entire process via email, via text, via phone, whatever the case may be. We accommodate those needs for our nurses. And our goal is to help you support you in your career. If it's a step up in your career, or furthering your career, being if it's as an LPN in a long-term care facility or within a hospital, we want to make sure that you're making those steps forward and not backwards. I mean, I see plenty. I see plenty of assignments being posted on Facebook where an RN they're offering an RN like $19 an hour, but the stipend is really good. But I'm looking at that same package that we have for that same location, and it's remotely not even close. You should, a nurse, an RN should be paid what they're worth. Same with an LPN, same with the CNA, and same with the allied. So we want to always bring the best pay packages to our nurses. So when you are traveling, you're duplicating those expenses, and we want to make sure that you are able to do that, without having to worry. I see, we have people from Tampa, Connecticut, Maryland, Dallas, Texas, Nebraska, Nigeria, California. We have people all over today. So nice to meet everybody. If you are looking for an assignment, please drop your email or fill out the form you came in. Put your first name, your last name, an email address that works, and a phone number, and one of our recruiters will reach out to you. We want to speak with you, regardless of your experience and your background. We want to see if we can line something up. We have allied. We have also, of course, travel nursing. We have PRN or per diem, as well as local and direct hire. So we have plenty of opportunities for the nurses. It depends on where you're looking. If we don't have something in your state, let us know. one will let you know that we don't have anything in your area, but we'll also hand your information over to our um, sales manager, who will do a reverse BD to find an assignment for you based on your background. So they will take your information to market if that's what you want, to try to find you an assignment in your preferred city or state. So one of the big things is we see a lot now is nurses, allied workers, they all want to travel with their family. So how to travel as a travel nurse with your family and still save money. Um, the biggest thing is, can I bring my family? Yes, you can bring your family. We support and encourage our nurses and our fellow travelers to bring their loved ones, if it's their children, if it's their husband, their boyfriend, their girlfriend, whatever the case may be, even their pet. We encourage you to bring the animals and the people that make you happy, because being away from home can be stressful on you, it can be stressful on the family, and more nurses are traveling with their loved ones anyways. So we encourage you to do that, to be able to enjoy that traveling assignment with them. It's a great opportunity to not only make good money while you're traveling, but it's a learning experience for your kids, your spouse. If he or she's able to work remotely, or work wherever you're traveling to, it's a great opportunity for everybody involved. So you can travel with your family. As a safe nurse now, we believe you shouldn't have to choose between advancing your career and supporting your loved ones. In this season, we'll show you how our job placement make it easier to travel with your family while still saving money and earning more. So, Safe Nurse now supports travel nursing who brings spouses, children, or even pets on assignments. Please keep in mind, if you are working with us, there are some limitations. If you are taking an assignment that is not um, if they offer housing but it's provided by the client, they may have restrictions: no pets, no family members, just a nurse. That's why we provide the housing on our end. So if you want us to help you secure housing, we will do that so you can bring your loved ones. We find you suitable housing for you and your family, locate assignments within markets that you're looking to go to, and making sure you understand the stipend and the relocating process to take on that assignment. A lot of travel nurses who are new to traveling are looking for high hourly rates and willing to take a lower stipend. So what that means, if you're an RN, they'll take a $50 an hour hourly rate, but they may take a $500 stipend, which it sounds really good because you have a high hourly rate, but you miss out on that stipend that is tax free, and that tax free stipend can easily pay more than what you are making hourly. Plus, it's not taxed, so it helps you at the end of the year. And that's why a lot of nurses like to travel, because it's tax free. To an extent, as long as you're traveling throughout the United States and not staying in one location as a travel nurse for 52 weeks, then it would still be tax free. After 52 weeks, it would become taxable, and then you're having to pay that towards taxes when you receive your weekly or bi-weekly check. Safe Nurse now, we pay weekly. There are some agencies I know they still pay bi-weekly, and one agency that I know that pays monthly, which is really weird. But we want to make sure you guys get paid as soon as possible. So how to save money while traveling with your family. The biggest thing is the tax-free stipends for housing and meals reduce your cost of living. It allows you to get for example, $1,500 for an assignment. You'll see it on these pay packages that are coming up. They're tax free. So I always encourage the nurses, take a look at the stipend as well when you're looking at a pay package. A lot of the times it is more benefit to take a higher stipend than an hourly rate, and really decide which one you want to be able to get more bang for your buck. Licensing and travel reimbursements is covered by select assignments. What that is saying is, if you're taking an assignment with us and you need to either travel there or get a license in that state, we will help get you licensed in that state and get you reimbursed for that, and help cover the traveling cost as well. offer job placements that feature higher than average pay. Most of our assignments are geared towards getting the individuals who want to get more bang for their buck. We advocate for our nurses, so you might see a position that is advertised online for 1,500, and we may have it for 1,700-1,800, because we want to make sure that you're being able to take more home. If that's a travel nurse, if that is a local nurse, if that's an allied, we want to make sure that you are taken care of, and being able to make that money that you're out there to do. The next one is top 5 reasons to work as a travel nurse in Massachusetts. This is where we have a lot of our jobs right now. Work at top ranked hospitals known for cutting edge care, earn competitive pay up to $100,000 annually, enjoy rich history, culture, and science, our scenic weekends off, experience better staffing ratios and nurse support, and benefits from simplified licensing with the NLC expansion. So with that, we have some assignments that if you worked it for 52 weeks, you would make well over 100,000. So we have those positions. We can't guarantee that they're going to be available for 52 weeks out of the year as a travel assignment, but we do have them now, and it gives you that opportunity to make it. Broxton, Massachusetts, we have RN Tele, nights, 36 hours, 13 weeks. We have one nurse who did 13 weeks at 36 hours a week, and then after that, they bumped her up to 48 hours. And she's averaging about 48 to 57 hours a week. So you have that opportunity to really take it and make those hours. It's $33.50 hourly, 50.25 OT, $1,300 a week weekly stipend. The total gross is $2,500. So right there, that $1,300 weekly stipend, that's always going to be there. If you're working 36 hours, you're going to get that $1,300 week stipend. There's no tax taking out on it, so it's guaranteed money coming in. If we provide the housing for you, we would remove the housing stipend on it, but you would still get the meal stipend, and we would help increase the hourly to help offset the difference, so you can still make good money going in, or you can we can help you secure housing on your own, whatever you prefer. We have another opportunity within Broxton, Massachusetts for an ER, RN, mids, nights, 36, working 312s. It's a 13-week assignment. This is paying an hourly rate of 36 hours, $36 an hour, 54 in OT, and $1,325 in weekly stipends. So as you can see, that stipend is a little higher than the other one because we have a little more wiggle room to increase the stipend, increase the hourly, as well as offer more as an RN, because we have a more competitive bill rate that we're providing to the clients, so we can get more nurses in. So this one is available, and they're looking for multiple people for this position. So any nurse that does join any of our webinars or comes to us and say, hey, we saw your webinar, we're interested in XYZ position, we encourage everybody to go to remarnurse.com/apply. Let us know that you saw one of the webinars and you're interested in the position. You will get a automatic $500 sign-on bonus for being referred over. If you refer somebody over to us, then you guys would both receive a bonus, and it would be split between the both. So please keep that in mind. After that one, we have a PACU position at the same location. This one is a 13-week assignment. It is days at $37.50 an hour with 56.25 in OT, $1,300 weekly stipend, and $2,650 gross weekly. Another great assignment. Anybody who's looking for days, we do have it. Those are hard to come by for any position, but we do have that one for days. With the RN, ER one, I forgot to mention that one is mids and nights. The Tele one, it does right now, it has it as nights, but they do have days open. So if you are interested in a day one, we can keep your information on file. And as long as we have your consent, as soon as it opens up, we will submit you for that position for days. We do have some new openings that came through. These are located in New York. We have Niagara Falls. We have LPN travel. This is an evening position, 40 hours a week, $1,700. It doesn't have the breakdown for the stipend, but these are just an overall look. If you're interested in these, we would be able to jump on a call and go into more detail. LPN local evening. This is 20 to 40 hours, more of a part-time to full-time. $40 an hour. This is for a local position. CNA travel, we have that one at 1,125, and this is evening and nights and days for 40 hours, and then CNA days for 20 to 40 hours, and that is $27 an hour. So right now we're paying above average for local and or travel nursing for CNAs and LPNs for these locations. If you have some friends and you want to travel to the area, we will be more than happy to submit you and your travel friends. We do work with traveling couples and traveling pairs when they're taking on these assignments, being RNs, LPNs, and CNAs. So, bring your friend. We would be happy to submit you both, preferably to the same shift if possible. The next one is Vessel, New York. We have LPN travel days for $1,600, and then LPN travel evening nights for $1,650. These are average, so if you have any questions or concerns or want more information, please reach out. Let us know. Comment below. We'd be more than happy to answer any of the questions you guys have, and get you guys submitted for these positions as soon as you're able to submit the required documents. So with that, interested in these positions, apply now. Go to remarnurse.com/apply. Fill out the information, submit your resume, and we will give you a call within 24 hours to go over the positions that we have available. The biggest thing is, I wanted to talk to people about the international piece. I know that's been a big focal point for the company. We have either staffed them or have put the positions on hold, not by us, but by the client. So as soon as more positions open up, we will be able to let you guys know. But in the meantime, if you are an international candidate from the Philippines, from Africa, from Nigeria, from Saudi Arabia, anywhere in the world, please send us your information. We will still interview you. We will still talk to you. We'll still put all your information into our platform. And as soon as something comes available that meets your background, we would like to make sure that we have your information on file so we can get you going for an interview. Right now, we are only supporting the green card. When H-1B does open back up, we will let everybody know and be able to bring that to your attention, so you can either interview with the client if the client's interested in speaking with you, and then we can start that immigration process. So with that, I see we have some questions. What about Nigerian registered nurse, midwife with BNS, etc.? How can I get or fit in? So, fast, I would have you apply, and then one of our recruiters will reach out to you. Any nurse anywhere in the world can apply for an international position here in the United States for not just our company, but any other company that supports international. The biggest thing is your background and experience has to be equivalent or better than what it is here in the United States. So if you're interested in a labor and delivery position here in the United States, but you've only been a midwife, let's say in Nigeria, they would require you to have 1 or 2 years within a hospital setting as labor and delivery. We do have midwife positions available, but I don't see them come across very often for international nurses. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I just haven't seen them come across yet. So if you are interested, all I suggest is, apply with us at remarnurse.com/apply, and one of our recruiters will reach out to you. First, we'll reach out to you via email to set up a time that works best for you, get you in front of one of our recruiters. We'll get all your information, and we'll check with our clients to see what they will accept, what they won't accept. And as long as everything works out, they will want to set up an interview. And then when we go through the interview process, they will turn around and give us a green light to start the immigration process. And then at that point, we will hand you over to our immigration team, who will work with you to make sure that we have all your information in place, making sure that we're dotting our I's, crossing our T's, all the documents are being submitted on time. You're meeting with the right meetings at the right time, so there's no delay in that process. Because if you miss anything, then there's a good chance that your start date will be postponed, and it could be postponed by weeks. It could be postponed by months just by missing a simple appointment, by not turning in a certain document in time. So that's any nurse that is outside of the United States. So I know we have some nurses in here from the United States. So, yep. So, how do nurses outside the U.S. take advantage? Just like everybody else, you apply. And as soon as we have something that opens up for international, we'll reach out to you and tell you about the opportunity. We help you with your green card process. That's one thing that our agency does do. We help you with your green card process. We will help cover the cost and then bring you over to the United States and help you with your housing for the first couple of months, and then get you all situated before you start your new adventure here in the United States. Any international candidate that we do bring over on a green card and H-1B, it is a 3-year contract commitment for the facility that you're going to be working at, being if it's a hospital or a long-term care facility. So please keep that in mind, that that is one of the requirements that we do have, is a 3-year commitment for that. The client's not just investing in you, we are investing in you. And these clients are really, our clients were really interested in working with international nurses, not because it's more because of their the opportunity to have somebody there for 3 years, somebody who's dedicated to working at the location. And if you like it and they like you and you like them, they'll bring you on full time, even before the 3-year mark. And that's what we want. We want to be able to secure you full-time employment. So keep that in mind. Where do you want to be when you come to the United States for 3 years? Or if you're a nurse now, where do you want to be a year from now? Do you want to be a travel nurse still? Do you want to go to a new location? We will help you support you in that. I have nurses who say, hey, I'm interested in relocating to Washington State, and they want us to find them a permanent position. But I always say, hey, if you're moving to the state, try it out as a travel assignment. Work 13 weeks as a travel nurse, and then let them know that you want to come aboard full time. So not only do you get 13 weeks as a travel nurse with tax-free stipend, but then you bring you on as a full-time nurse, you're still eligible for those bonuses and sign-on bonuses that they provide. It's a win-win. So keep that in mind, as well, when you're taking that leap and looking at different angles. So if you're interested in traveling, permanent roles, PRN, things like that. If you're an allied worker, a nurse, a nurse practitioner, doctor, a therapist, physical therapist, occupational therapist, we help you all. Feel free to reach out. We want to talk to you. We want to support you. If you have friends that are nurses and they're struggling with agencies right now because of lack of response, they don't have really good assignments, please reach out to us. We will help you. We want to be your advocate for the facilities that you're working at. And then, if you know facilities that need help and you want a good, reliable agency, you can refer us and you will receive a referral bonus for that. Let's see. Amina says, but your is that pat rate? What do you mean by that exactly? Sorry about that. So before that, while she answers that question, Nicholas is asking, H-1B visa takes quite some time now. Yes, the H-1B, well, it really depends. You can only do H-1B in April. So everybody you have all your information in on April. Then you go through that process, make sure all your documents are in, you pay the fee. If your number's drawn, then you go through that process. But technically, if the employer, the one who's going to sponsor you, gets all your information in and pays the fees by April, usually the first or second week of April, and everything is approved, let's say your name is drawn, then you will theoretically start by October 1st, first or second week of October. That's the goal. That's what the U.S. government wants you to do. They want you to start by the first or second week of October with if it's a green card, it can take a little longer, it can take a little less, depending on the country. But same with H-1B, it depends on the country. It depends on their process. It depends on our process. We have a lot going on, as everybody can see, in the world with green card and H-1Bs to the United States and from the United States. So we take that all into consideration when we're processing it. And if it's going to be a long process, we will definitely let you know. Some locations, it can take quite some time to bring them over. Some countries, it could take 2 years. But We let you know ahead of time. We let the employer know ahead of time. So we work with the countries that, move fairly quickly. Africa is one, Philippines is one, Mexico, Canada are also good ones. So, Amina, yes, depending on the position, if it's a local, a travel, a PRN, a international, all the rates are different. But we try to be as competitive as possible. So you may have a local rate that looks nicer. It may be paying $40 an hour for a LPN, but if you go to a travel assignment, you see that it's paying, let's say, $20 an hour, but you have the stipend. A lot of people get confused and say, well, I'm taking a travel assignment. Should I get paid more? You are getting paid more because you have that tax-free stipend. But, we are also competitive in the hourly. So we can make sure that, your hourly is good and your stipend is good. We try to max out the stipends within the government GSA standards, but not maxing out to the cap, because it does fluctuate every month, and we don't want to put you at risk with giving you too much where you get audited when you file your taxes. That's one thing we don't want to do. So I always advise our staff to do 90 to 95% of the GSA to protect our nurses. Some agencies pay over that. So I always ask any nurse, if you're taking an assignment with us or any other agency, always cross-check your stipends. Make sure that you are being paid what is required for that assignment within that state. Because if you ever get paid over on those stipends, you are at fault, not the employer, but you. And you don't want to get hit with that tax, and that whole headache. Because I know IRS is coming down more on nurses because of stuff like that. So, we take that into consideration to make sure our nurses are taken care of. The next question was, Mary, is it possible to get a job as a travel nurse at a certain state like Texas? And do you offer orientation for international nurses? Yes. So 2 questions. Yes, we do have opportunities in Texas. CNAs, LPNs, and RNs. Majority of our staff are in rural locations, about an hour to 2 hours outside of any major city. So keep that in mind. International nurses for orientation. Yes, it is a must. Our nurses have to go through orientation as international nurses to understand the process at that hospital and their policy. We have a policy, but you're also following the facility's policy as well. And we want to make sure that you understand that, and the international nurses coming in understands that, because things done in that state and that hospital could be completely different from that hospital within your country or another hospital in another state or down the road. As a travel nurse, they expect you to at least be able to come in and hit the ground running 90% of the time. You may have a 4-hour orientation, you may have an 8-hour orientation or a 2-day orientation, but if you don't have those, they expect you to come in and hit the ground running. And their orientation is not to teach you how to do the job, like how to be a nurse. It's like, this is a charting system. These are your patients. This is where you need to go. If there's issues, this is who you report to. Have fun, enjoy your workload. We're glad you're here because we're short-staffed. And then Thompson above that, sorry, I missed your comment. So can you send me what I need to do in chronological order for me to apply? Yes, depending on the assignment, we will tell you what is needed for the client. Most of the time, for any position that we have available in the United States, we need a resume, 2 professional references, and your license. Massachusetts requires your signed physical copy as a nurse. Any other state, we can take your nurses or we can take a digital copy. But we do need a resume that is updated, and we need 2 professional references. If you're applying for an RN position as labor and delivery, make sure you have the background as a labor and delivery. They will not take you as a travel nurse if you don't have labor and delivery background. If you're looking to transition into a new field or a new specialty, we strongly advise do that locally, get the experience before going on a travel assignment as an ER, going into labor and delivery, because 1, if they accept you, which will be great, 2, they may accept you and then see that's not working out and then tell you that your assignment's coming to an end. And we don't want to see that happen. We want you to work. Amina, you asked if Florida You said you heard that Florida doesn't pay well. That's true. Florida, their hourly is never the best, but we do max out stipends as much as possible. But we are as competitive as possible with Florida. It's just not a high paying state. A lot of individuals who go there for work a work vacation. They go and work, and then they go to the beach for the rest of the time and enjoy their time while they're there. So they use it as like a kind of like a paid vacation. You're getting paid to work 36 hours a week, so you still have the rest of the week. So they spend that time on vacation with their family. Same with California. They do it for California. They do it for New York. If you're during the winter, they go to the mountains where they can snow. We get a lot of people who come into Nevada because we have Lake Tahoe here, and they'll come in and do 36 hours, and then they'll snowboard or ski on their days off. Do you pay attention to non-NCLEX potentials, especially for CNA positions? Yes, we do have CNA positions that are available. We have them across the country. By all means, we encourage you to apply, and we will see what we have available. If it's a travel assignment, we'll help you get to that assignment. If you need a license or a certification in that state to take that position, we will work with you. As long as the client's willing to work with us to get you certified to work in that state, we will do that. Some clients require you to have it in hand. And Faith, do you prioritize international nurses who has passed NCLEX? So in order to work here in the United States, you do have to pass your NCLEX. That is a must. If you haven't passed your NCLEX, we encourage you to apply, but let us know when you do pass your NCLEX, because we don't know when you're going to take your class. We don't know if we did, we don't know if you're going to pass. So we encourage all of our nurses who are applying to at least pass your NCLEX, so we can at least get you in front of the client when we have a position open. If you're expecting to pass within the next 3 to 6 months, we encourage you to apply, but just keep in mind that we can't present you to the client until you pass your NCLEX, because the client is looking for somebody who can start sooner rather than later, because the process for your green card or H-1B is already 8 months to 12 months long. If we have to wait 3 to 6 months more for you to pass your NCLEX, it just adds on. And they're going this route to bring somebody in quicker for the long-term opportunity. So they're not having to pay another travel nurse, and nothing wrong with travel nursing, but another travel rate for another 52 weeks. So Leslie, South Dakota, I know we're working on some stuff for South Dakota. We are bringing on, we actually brought on a new client that has opportunities on the East Coast as well as Texas. So as those positions start coming in, they will be on our site. They will also be emailed out to our team, our fellow nurses who are in our community, and they'll also be located on our Facebook group. So if you're on social media, check us out on Facebook. You can join the group. You can see the posts that we have available for any open positions. If you're looking for a position, you can post it there. You can email us. You can reach out to your recruiter. If you don't like what the recruiters are saying, you can always reach out to me directly. I'll be more than happy to help you if you're not getting the attention you're looking for from the recruiters that we have currently. So we want to make sure that you're not being ignored. You can get all the way up to the director of operations. And if you want to talk to the owner and the owner's available, because I know she has a ton of traveling to do herself for the company, we will make that time available if that arose. So with that being said, I'd like to circle back to some of the positions that we do have available. Gigi, if you can go to slide 9 for the tele position. The one in Broxton, Massachusetts. Do we have anybody here or any nurse that that is a tele nurse that is looking for an RN position, RN tele position in Broxton, Massachusetts? We would love to get this one filled. They have multiple openings. I believe this one has 4. It is 36 hours, and then after your assignment, you have an opportunity to go up to 48 hours, if not more. They will even consider 48 hours while you're on the 36-hour assignment, but they are looking for somebody who can start immediately. So if you are interested, you have a Massachusetts license, or your friend, a friend who's looking, please refer them to us. We'd be more than happy to work with them to get them submitted. They have 4 needs available. And it's a really good client that has great opportunity for any nurse that's looking to stay in tele. The next one is that ERRN nurse. This one has a couple openings, the mids and nights. Same thing, they if you have a friend or you nurse yourself and you want to go to Broxton, Massachusetts for a ER position, please let me know. There is a sign-on bonus for these that'll allow you to get that right out the door, and it'll get you will get you submitted almost immediately. Let's see, Nancy. I am an international registered nurse, but live in the States and have not been active in the field for roughly 4 years. I recently passed my NCLEX. What are the chances of getting hired? Your chances are high. Depends on what have you been doing for the last 4 years. I wouldn't be able to get you on a travel assignment, most likely. Guaranteed, I probably wouldn't be able to get you on as a travel nurse without being in the industry for 4 years. Also needing to know, are you on an H-1B visa, visiting, or do you have a green card? There's so many different options, so many different questions. So I encourage you to apply. One, because you're here in the States, you are a registered nurse, you pass your NCLEX. We can help you find something more local in your area or a place that you're looking to relocate to, just to get your feet wet for a year or two. But if you need a green card or an H-1B, it is something that we can help you with, depending on what your visa status is now. If you don't have a green card and there's no restrictions on your visa, if that's not an issue, then yeah, I think we can help you find something. And because it is a green card and H-1B, it would be, we would ask you to commit for that 3-year commitment, because even though you're here in the United States, the process is still the same. It's not a cheap process to go for your H-1B. It's not a cheap process to go for your green card. So we would help with that cost. And if you're outside the country and you want to pay for that cost yourself and be sponsored by our company, we'd be more than happy to work with you as well, and get you over here to the United States to work on an assignment. It would be a shorter assignment because you're covering majority of the costs, but that is an option as well. So with that being said, Broxton, Massachusetts also has a PACU position. Again, this is the 36-hour a week assignment. If you or anybody is looking for an assignment as a PACU nurse, it is days, which is a rare opportunity. Feel free to send them our way, or apply, and we'll be more than happy to work with you and get you submitted to that position. I know we just had some people asking about some CNA positions. We have them in New York, as well as LPN. So if you're an LPN or a CNA and you're looking for an assignment, New York is pretty quick on getting your nursing license. Go ahead and apply, leave a comment, let us know you're interested, and we will get you submitted. If you're a local or you're looking to move to New York permanently, we have some great rates for you in multiple locations within New York. So we do have opportunities in Texas and other parts of the world, or in the United States, but I wanted to really touch on Massachusetts and New York, as these are some new positions that opened up, and we wanted to make sure that they stood out. Our next webinar that we do will focus on Texas and some other states. Hannah, this year's H-1B is already passed. Is there any other options this year for international nurses, travel nurse? Yes. So H-1B has already passed, unless they open it up again. They have been known to open it up again and hit their H-1B quota limit if they didn't hit it the first time. Now, there is a green card. So if you're an international nurse, you can still go in as a green card. So the plan is, everybody comes in as a green card, process a green card. As we approach the H-1B, we presented to the clients that, hey, we have H-1B opening up. It's never a guarantee, and that's the one downside with H-1B is it's not a guarantee that facility is going to get you, Hannah, for example, as a candidate. You're being considered along in a lottery with 65,000 other people. So in order for us to get you and let's say 7 people altogether, we would have to submit double those numbers in hopes that you're selected. The green card process is you would interview with a client and they know that they're getting you. That's why we encourage the green card process. It's a little longer process, but the facility knows that you are coming. The H-1B, it's really helpful. We're going to be bringing people over on the H-1B, being allied nurses, but it's more of once that process is started and you're selected, then we would go to the clients and say, hey, we have a great candidate, Hannah. She's labor and delivery out of the UK, and she's going to be here in October, and pitch it to the clients that way. And let's see here. I just joined. What is the company name? We are Safe Nurse Now. So if you have a look, we have opportunities across the country. If you have any questions or would be like to speak to one of our recruiters, you can always apply at remarnurse.com /apply, and we'd be able to answer any questions you have, and hopefully get you submitted to some of these clients. So it's a shorter live today. We didn't have the other person here to help answer any other questions. So I think I answered everybody's questions. If I did not, please, leave a note here, and I'll be able to answer them. Or one of our recruiters will follow up with you. But if you see any of these jobs here that you like, please apply. Reach out to us. We would be more than happy to talk to you and get you submitted to any of the positions that we have available. If you're an international nurse or a travel nurse here in the United States, feel free to reach out. But that's all I have for today. I hope I was able to answer any questions that anybody had. And I encourage you guys all to reach out and stay tuned as we continue to expand and offer more opportunities for our nurses and our allied workers across the country. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your night, and we will see you guys again soon.